Okay there, how are ya? Welcome to Prog Monster. My name's Murph, and I am the host of this show. Today we're going to be doing a review of the new material, a new album that I've been listening to. And I've already said something about this in my previous videos, but so the album we'll do is going to be this one, Quest by Yes. And sorry, I got the camera kind of backwards today. Anyways, I've listened to this album only a couple times already. Of course, I'm a huge Steve Howe fan. He's probably my favorite guitar player, has been for over 40 years now. I love the kind of acoustic ability he has, which I think is probably his strongest suit. I know he is a very good electric guitar player as well, but I really like his acoustic ability quite a bit. Anyways, he's been on some of my favorite songs, and the rest of the band. Alan White has been, of course, with them since Relayer, I believe. Oh, no, he came on for the Tales of the Topographical Ocean. That's a hell of a start to your career, playing on an album like that one. Anyways, he's still playing. He's been with them now for 47 years. And there's no original members left in the band, although, Steve Howe came on when they really started their progressive part. So to me, he's a kind of an original. And Alan White's not far from that as well. Jeff Downes came on the Drama album, and I loved his work on Drama. So I was looking forward to hearing his work on this album as well. Billy Sherwood, I've heard him a couple times, I think. I don't know too much about him. He's a decent bass player. He'd have to be. He's replacing Chris Squire here. This guy Jay, I never can pronounce this wee Scheller. I'm not sure. If somebody could correct me, that would be great. Anyways, I don't know much about him, so I'm not going to make any comments about him. And of course, the vocalist John Davison. Surprisingly, this guy's range, and when you initially listen to the album, I mean, he fits in very well with the band. He has the voice for the Yes music, which I think is good. Do I think he's John Anderson? No. That would be an unfair comparison for him. John Anderson just has such a volume with Yes, that it wouldn't be fair to him to be completely put under a microscope for that. But he does a good job. He's got a fairly good voice. His voice is not a problem, in my estimation, with this. Doesn't hurt Yes at all. Okay, so about the album. Okay, the album is a 2-disc album. The blue disc and the kind of green disc. Okay, so originally I think the album was supposed to only be 48 minutes long, and they had written more material, which is not uncommon for bands like that. But the record label only wanted 48 minutes on the first disc, so they came in just under that, I believe, some 47 minutes or something, whatever. And so they had 3 songs left, and they put them on the second disc and gave that to you as well. So you get 2 discs with this. The artwork is, of course, classic Roger Dean, and it's pretty good. I like the artwork on it. I like the whole blue-green kind of concept that the album is. It's an attractive album, and then a nice box set. Comes with a very good booklet as well. I dig this. Shows a little bit about the members. This is also on the inside cover. And, about each of the songs. Shows each of them doing their thing. So, and the album, of course, is produced by Steve Howe. He's the producer. It was released on October 1st of this year. 2021, sorry. And I think it was produced in a few places. Now, I did make some notes on this, and I'm just not quite sure where I put them. Oh yeah, here it is. So it says it was produced at Curtis Schwartz Studio, which is in, I'm not going to get this right, Ardingly, West Sussex. It was also produced at Van Nuys in California, and Fame's Project Studio in Skopje, North Macedonia. So this album was produced all over the place. But, they had lots of time because during COVID they did most of this stuff, but it's been going on for a bit. And having said all that, I don't want to be negative, so I'm going to try and say as little negative parts about this album as I can, although I'm feeling the weight of that today. There's some good tracks on here, for certain. The first track, which is the one they released as their trailer, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's not really a single anymore. They don't do that, but they released it as, where's my glasses here, single. So I'm just going to go over the tracks just a little bit, not too much, because I really haven't listened to it that many. I've gone through the album twice now. The Ice Bridge is a good song. I like it. I like the 3 parts. I like the whole song. To me, it fits in very well with classic Yes. The next couple songs I'm not so crazy about. Dare to Know and Minus the Man, don't care for either of them. Leave Well Alone, I like that, it's not bad. Western Edge, I think, is pretty good. And then there's one other one, and maybe The Living Island. I like that. But the rest of the songs are kind of weak. Weak in a sense that I don't want to make it sound like, they're not decent music, but I'll be honest with you, I don't really think of them as rock. I don't. To me, this is elevator music. There's 3 or 4 songs here that are kind of an elevator sounding to it. The second album, not much better. I'm a big Steve Howe fan, so I've listened to a lot of his stuff too. And this album, I think, would fit much better as a Steve Howe album than it does as a Yes album. I expect a lot more from Yes. Steve Howe, he can do whatever he wants. It's going to be interesting. And this, if put in that light, it's probably an interesting album. But as a Yes album, it's just not going to stand up against any of their past stuff. It's pretty weak. It's not heavy at all. Very mellow, even more mellow than Trespass, which is a mellow album. But in deference to Trespass, it's an excellent album, and I like the mellowness of it. This just doesn't feel right. It feels like it's not even rock, some of it. However, there is enough material on here that I will give it a pretty solid listen to for a while until I feel like I've heard enough. But as it is right now, I would say this wouldn't rank very high in my Yes discography. Sad to say, but I'm hoping if they're going to produce more like this, they just don't bother and maybe do some solo stuff if that's what they really want to do, this kind of stuff. Anyways, I'm pretty much done with this. I don't know what else to say about it other than, if you want to give it a try, you're welcome to. There are, like I said, about 3 or 4 tracks on here that are pretty good stuff. So if you just put all that other stuff aside, that's worth listening to. Whether it's worth paying the money I paid for it, I'm not sure about that. But it is Yes, and they are one of my group of 7, and they at one time were my favorite band. Anyways, that's it. Quest by Yes. And I thank you if you like the video, please like it, and if you want to hear more content about stuff like this, or you have some other content you'd like to hear about, leave a comment and subscribe. Anyways, coming up, there will be some look backs probably later in the week. I feel like there's a few more I want to do, and I hope you will just give it a listen. Anyways, you can go on the internet and do that. At least hear the title. The first track is pretty good. Anyways, from Prog Monster, my name's Murph. Have a good day.